Hello Warhammer fans, welcome. This is Remington Steele and I'm going to give you a rundown of my devoted of Sigmar painted miniatures that are in my battle force to date. And before we do that, I'd like to bid you welcome to this channel if you've never been here before. My name's Remington and I'm going to be running you through some of these awesome models. But before we start, let's go through a little bit of the lore and background of these guys, and I'm going to read from the book, so to speak. I hope you enjoy this video. Please leave a comment and subscribe and like or whatever it is. That would be awesome. Thank you. The Devoted of Sigmar. The God King Sigmar rules over Azerheim like a blazing golden sun, and in his light mortal venerate his holy name. As the Stormcast Eternals conquer, capture the gateways in the mortal realms, the devoted march out in their wake, consecrating the ground in the name of the Helden Hammer. Sigmar has always inspired faith and fanaticism in his followers, and the citizens of Azerheim are no exception. From the glittering Hallowhammer cathedrals that fill the devotional districts of the city, to the way shrines that litter the roads the length and breadth of Azir. There worship men and women willing to do anything for their celestial lord. As the storm of Sigmar rolls across the mortal realms, it is the devoted who follow closest in its shadow. Across the tortured land they march in huge chanting processions. Most are dressed only in rags, for there can be no procession more important than their faith in Sigmar. Throngs of flagellants bless the ground with bloody feet and chanted prayer. When they encounter men or beasts corrupted by chaos, they fall upon them with rabid fervour. Alongside the zealous ranks of the devoted stand the witch hunters, the Order of Azir. Hardened trackers, they root out the taint of chaos in the new-found kingdoms of the realms. Like vengeful shadows, they move among the cities of Azerite peoples, whispering in the ears of the devoted and the city lords. Together, devoted and witch hunters serve as willing warriors in Sigmar's armies of reconquest, ever eager to purge the stain chaos has left upon the mortal realms. So I'm going to give you a little tour, if you like, of my painted devoted of Sigmar warriors. I hope you enjoy. So this was the first miniature I painted for this force. It's obviously a battle wizard, but I've converted him to make him look like a warrior priest of Sigmar with a flail and lots of fire, obviously, reading from his tome. You can see how the model has progressed. It's almost like a picture book he's reading from now, isn't it? So those holy words written there. And I've started to get more sharper with my painting as we go along. And the first couple of battle line troops, the first couple of flagellants there, I've added to the force. One ringing a bell. I've started to get some detail and some writing there on the standard, using the famous Remington paint pen for the smaller details. And using that, I managed to get some inscriptions on the warrior priest's tassels there that he's wearing in case he needs to read some of the holy scriptures there. And on the left we've got an imprisoned flagellant there. The end is nigh, Andy 2d6 must die. Who is Andy 2d6? Well, he's my Warhammer nemesis and my good friend, actually. So he's the guy I usually have battle reports with, and this is just to, well, lower his bravery, so to speak. You can see I've got 5 or 6 flagellants there. Force is growing strong. A bit more close up. So the second hero character is a warrior priest there on the left, on some stairs, and I've tried to do some lighting effects there. On the right, you see managed to put some neat inscriptions on his on the guy's book. And there's my warrior priest there, looking up, maybe seeing a demon of chaos, and wondering if he has what it takes to be victorious. Armed only with a great hammer and a breastplate, and his faith. And I really like making models that have round bases now. It just gives them so much more on the battlefield. You see, it's much more of a focus of attention now. Yeah, really pleased with this. Holding his hand up in the fire, testing his faith. And here's my third character model with a flagellant body and a wizard's head. This can be used in multiple armies, I guess. This guy could be in a undead army, as some kind of necromancer, or as a flagellant, or even as a battle mage to reinforce these forces. 4 characters. The band of brothers is growing, and you can see on the far right there is my devoted of Sigmar flagellant hero, Jeremy Corbyn. And on the left, I've got a battle wizard there who's going to be a fire wizard. So it's important that you have characters in this army, and you're going to need allies as well. And what better ally to have than a wizard that can shoot out a fireball just to burn and incinerate those chaos warriors and the chaos demons. And of course, you're going to need a witch hunter to root out the evil and to focus fire those chaos demons. So at the time I couldn't get a Games Workshop one, but I found this on TT Action Models, and I feel like I did a decent job doing justice with silver bullets, a blessed handgun, and of course a rapier. So the band of brothers grows now, with Jeremy in the middle, who's thrown away all association with politics and has took to the streets with what's left of the Labour manifesto, and he's constructed a mace, and he's just ready to throw his body into the enemy for one last campaign. So having all these character models was the great, first stage of building this army. Of course, the next stage was getting the battle line forces together, which is just going to be Flagellant at this time. Hopefully Games Workshop were going to produce some more models for these guys, because I think they're full of character. So you can see the flagellants there that I've painted. I think I've got 8 in this photo. On the right, you see that guy holding up "I lost everything in the end times." Of course, the end times was the final hurrah of Warhammer Fantasy, if you like, 8th edition, where everything got destroyed, except for these guys, of course, that are eager to join their kin and friends that died to the invasion of chaos. And the procession grows and grows. You can see these guys are really coming together now. Especially like the guy on the right there with the face mask on and the giant scissors there, cutting off his mortal coil. And on the left, we've got 2 flagellants that have tied themselves up and put themselves in a stock. Blinding the blind, you could say. And there's the procession of the devoted, winding their way to their deaths. Glorious death, mind you. I've got a friend that is currently walking across Europe as a penance, and they hope to reach this sacred cathedral in Spain, or a chapel where they can get some strange or blessed blessing to sort of forgive their sins, if you like, and whatnot. And she's lost 2 stone, so something's working. So there you go. These guys looking great. Obviously, if you're a competitive player, you'll understand that I'm going to need about 40 more of those flagellants to make this anything like match playable. But you know, one step at a time. I think I've done the hard work. See those guys in the stocks on the left? Again, they remind me of this old Bollywood film from the 70s where this cop gets his arms chopped off by this bandit, and he's running around just with his legs, you know, and eventually gets the bad guy in the end and has a fight with him. I was going to say fist fight, but all he can do are these flying kicks because he's got no arms. Good film. Can't remember what it's called. Yeah, I love that photo. Love it. So, what Devoted of Sigmar, or indeed any kind of army, would be without some kind of centerpiece model? And the Devoted of Sigmar have this huge altar. Volkmar the Grim leading his forces with the Jade Griffin, and of course the Golden Griffin at the top, which is going to shoot out light of banishment to dispel all the chaos demons. Enjoy painting this model. It's quite an arduous task, and quite yeah, but really worth it in the end. I think I've done a pretty good job. Fits in really nicely with the rest of the army there, and that's my centerpiece model that's pumping out all kinds of blessings to the foot soldiers. So we've got Warrior Priest, Witch Hunter, Altar of Sigmar. Of course there's the Excelsior War Priest as well, which I don't have a photo to hand here, but he's the figure you get with the Silver Tower box set. And what I wanted to show you here was just a close-up of the Fire Wizard ally that I use in this force, just to give it some magic. Because nothing wrong with having a hero or two in your army extra. Yeah, some more of these guys. What happened to the music? I hear you ask. Let's get the music back on board. Let's make it dramatic. Oh yeah. Yeah, here's my Firewizard. I think it's this model I'm one of the most proudest of. I think it's a decent paint job. I really enjoyed doing the base as well. You shall not pass! That's what he's screaming. No way through for you. Okay, I put a bit too much glaze on the beard there, but forgive that. Still looks awesome. Let's turn this music up. Alright, so another ally I use is a free guild engineer or gunner, hand gunner, can't remember what you call it. Long rifle, that's it, it's a long rifleman. Just to give it some shooting and some, maybe take off a wound or two from heroes, or knock out some of the big guns. That's another one there. That's the colour scheme of my free guild, which basically make up this army into a 2,000 point force, because on its own it's about 1,000 points. So there you go. I'm going to leave that up for a bit and stop talking so you can enjoy. Alright, we've come to the end now of my video show reel. I hope you had fun looking at my models so far. Of course, it's not complete, we know that much, but yeah, there you go. So yeah, this is Remington. I hope you enjoyed this video. Come back for some more Age of Sigmar fun. I've got so much to show you in my box of delights. God bless. Thank you. Bye bye. Oh, subscribe as well, and leave a comment and like my stuff, because it'll only help me do more. Alright? Bye.